to um, not talk too much, but I have a lot of information to share. This is a like follow up response type of video to decoding with Cody. He made a video recently about XRP. I don't even I'm not really even into XRP, but he was mentioning how um, the number 589 is really big in the XRP community, and I'm gonna break it down and show how it connects to a lot of the background information that I've learned from 7.1. Um, so 589. Well, we can show you this first. So, yeah, in the community, and in this, I think this was like a few months ago. It was like a fake Simpsons post, like a meme showing the 589. So that just to show that 589 is connected to XRP, but 589, the prime factorization is 19 times 31, and the 8th prime number is 19, and the 11th prime number is 31. Revelation 8:11 about the following Wormwood star. This is what I learned from 7.1, and yeah, I think there's a lot of new information that I have to share regarding all this. This is the foundation of 7.1's channel, kind of like the backbone that has become the foundation of my work too. So this 3313 code, what it shows is this triad of these three verses in Revelation that a lot of the world events are connected to in different ways, but Revelation 8:11 is technically the capstone of this formula because it's in the middle, and it's Revelation 6:12, Revelation 8:11, and then Revelation 9:11, and the 3313 you get that from 6:12 to 8:11. That's 33 verses away, and then from 8:11 to 9:11, that's 13 verses away. So that's how you get 3313. And Revelation 6:12 is about the Great Earthquake. Revelation 8:11 is about nuclear, because Wormwood is the Ukrainian word for wormwood is Chernobyl, like the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. And Revelation 9:11 is about the Apollyon, the angel from the bottomless pit. So keep in mind also 6:12 plus 8:11 plus 9:11 equals 2,334, and the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza is 230.34 meters. So that's why that's how the Great Pyramid of Giza is relevant to these three. So 9/11. So now we're gonna get into the 589. So it has to do with this duration from 9/11, the events of 9/11, to the huge total solar eclipse that's coming this year in a few months. So from 9/11 to the eclipse is 1,178 weeks. So when you divide that in half, the very middle it's divided by 589 weeks. From 9/11 to the eclipse is cut in half by 589 weeks. At this date right here. So that it's kind of creating this connection here, this like chain. So yeah, so 9/11, Revelation 9:11, Revelation 8:11, the middle being 589 weeks, and then Revelation 6:12 with the Great Earthquake and eclipses, and the eclipse coming up. So the 589th prime number is 4,289, and when you convert that into the date 4/2/89 to that 589th week, this is what I'm going to be referring. I'm going to refer to this date as the 589th week. in this presentation. It's 8,668 days, and that's interesting because that matches the beginning of the construction of the World Trade Center, August 6, 1968. It shows in the Wikipedia, but yeah, it's August 6, 1968. And that number is really tied to 9/11 because then 9/11 is 156th prime number, and 9/11 plus 156 equals 1067. So when you add 1067 plus its mirror, so you add its mirror to itself, it's 8,668. So there's the Wikipedia for the World Trade Center, and if you look at the day that construction began, it was August 6, 68. So just like this, now converting that into the date 8668, or the date that the construction began, the World Trade Center to the Great American Eclipse is 20,334 days. Again, that's a reference to the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is 230.34 meters. And 612 plus 811 plus 911 equals 2,334. Also, where the eclipse intersects is this intersection is over Little Egypt. It's called Little Egypt. From 8668 to 4289. Remember, this is the 589th prime number. 4289, converting that to the date. It's 1,077 weeks and 6 days, like 1776. And Cody's talked about WrestleMania a lot. It's right the day before the eclipse. And there's a Liberty Bell, like referencing or connecting to the 1776 and the Great American Eclipse. And there's like a crack in the bell, like symbolizing an earthquake. So 4,289th prime number is 40,961. WrestleMania, again, the day before the eclipse to the date 4961 in the future is 1931 weeks. Again, the prime factorization of 589 is 19 times 31. The 8th and 11th prime numbers, Revelation 8:11. And I learned this from 7. When you take the combinations of both of these numbers, 811 is the 141st prime number. So when you take the combinations of all the combinations of both of these numbers and add them up, it equals 1,776. So what I mean by that is 811 and then the mirror and then the third combination. 141 is the middle, and then 114, 411. It adds up to 1776. That's super interesting to me. 4691 in the past to the eclipse is 756 months exactly. That's a reference to the Great Pyramid of Giza as well, because that's the base of each side of the pyramid in feet. Because the 2334 is meters. That's 230.34. That's meters. And this is in feet. So 756 months exactly to match the base of the pyramid. This is focusing on the Great Earthquake more, I guess. So turning this into the date 589, May 8th, 2009, to the eclipse is 14 years and 48 weeks. For the 14th prime number is 43. The 48th prime number is 223. 43,223 is the 4,513th prime number, and the 4,513th prime number is 612 for Revelation 612. And if you look back at the Super Bowl this year, the first point was made with 14:48 on the clock. It was a field goal. You can go and check. Once the field goal was made, the clock stopped at 14:48. And then there happened to be like a bunch of earthquakes at the night of. So XRP, when you look it up, it's interesting because it just says that it was established June of 2012. June is the 6th month, so it's like 6/12. So when you go from 589 to the 589th week, the midway point between 9/11 and the eclipse is 3 years, 7 months, 17 days. This is going to get very meticulous, but I learned about the significance of the 357 through 71, and the prime factorization is 3 times 7 times 17. So the second prime number, the third prime number, and the fourth prime number, right? So the second, third, and fourth, 2, 3, 4. And so when you look at 357, 3 is the second prime number, 5 is the third prime number, 7 is the fourth prime number. So you get 2, 3, 4. And then looking at these, 3 is the second prime number, 7 is the fourth prime number, 17 is the seventh prime number, and they add up to 481. So this 357 is associated with Freemasonry and this 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps thing for initiation for, I think it's a certain degree. I'm not 100% sure, but this is pretty well known in Freemasonry. So going back to the 481, that is the original height of the Great Pyramid of Giza with the capstone, because now it's lower without and erosion and all that. But the original height was 481 feet, and the prime factorization of 481 is 13 times 37, and that's the 6th and 12th prime numbers. Again, 612. And now this is going to have to do with the 404 verses of Revelation. There are, like this says, there's 404 total verses in Revelation. The 404th prime number is 2,777. So when you convert that to the date 2777 to 3717, which is the prime factorization of 3717, and the amount of time between the 589 and the 589th week. So again, 2777 to 3717 is exactly 481 months. Just as like that breaks down to 6 and 12. Exactly 481 months, and it equates to 40 years and 4 weeks, like 404, the 404 verses of Revelation. 5 times 89, that's a prime factorization of 445. The 445th prime number is 3,121. And I was able to find a tweet that shows the birth of the actual day of birth of XRP. It was 6/2/2012. So when you go from 6/2/2012 to 3125, converting that into the date 3125, it's exactly 105 months. And 105, the prime factorization is 3 times 5 times 7. just like this. $357. Okay, so 589 is when you split right in the middle between 9/11 and the eclipse. So when you go 589 weeks after 9/11, that leaves 585 weeks before the eclipse. And that is these are both relevant to earthquakes. I'll show you how. So 585 is when the study of earthquakes began, 585 BC, with Tales Militis. And he also was the first person to predict a solar eclipse. Again, thanks a lot to Seven for this, and Casey Jones too. So now looking at the 593, which is the 108th prime number, that connects to Revelation 6:12 because that's the 108th verse of Revelation. So 108th verse, 108th prime number, 593. So the 593 connects to Revelation 6:12. 585 connects to the study of earthquakes and when the first solar eclipse was predicted. 593 plus 585 equals 1178. And the 1178th prime number is 9511. So hold on to that. So there's a really interesting time duration between the dates that represent these two numbers. So 11708 to 9511 is 33 months 29 days. 3 is the second prime number. 3 is the second prime number. 29 is the 10th prime number. 2 and Revelation 6:12 equals 2 in reverse. If you aren't familiar with reverse, that's just instead of A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, that's A equals 26, B equals 25, and so on. So for the 1189 total chapters in the Bible, that's how many total chapters are in the Bible. You convert that into the date 11809, 1189 to 9511. It's 666 days. I just thought that was super interesting. So I believe there's some very biblical significance to that number, to those numbers, in that duration. The prime factorization of 1178 is 2 times 19 times 31. 2 is the first prime number, 19 is the 8th prime number, and 31 is the 11th prime number. Just like 1811. And this was the date of the beast quake that happened during a Seattle Seahawks game. And Cody has talked a lot about the beast quake. He showed a lot of great connections. So that date 1811 connects to the 1178, and it's interesting because it was the beast quake, and then like I showed that the prime number of that 9511 is 666 days after the date that matches the total chapters in the Bible. So again, 1931 breaks down to 1811, the date of the beast quake. And the 1811 also refers to the New Madrid earthquakes. The believe they're the biggest earthquakes in the New Madrid zone. The New Madrid zone is also where the paths of the two eclipses are going to intersect. So that's where the Little Egypt is, and It's also where the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, are from. So, okay, looking at the 2/1931 again, or instead of breaking it down, we're gonna just look at the date 2/1931, comparing it to 4/2/89, and that's 3,302 weeks and 4 days. 3324. The 3,324th prime number is 30,839. And Revelation 8:11 is the 30,839th verse of the whole Bible. The prime factorization of 3324, it's 2 times 2 times 3 times 277, which is the first, second, and 59th prime numbers. So you get 11,259 and 3,839, which comes from that prime in Revelation 8:11. 3,839 to 11,259, you get the 1776 again. It's actually the exact same as the one from here, from 8668 to 4289. And just remember that we got the 8668 because that's the time, the amount of days between 4289 and the 589th week. So it happens to be the exact same 1077 weeks and 6 days from the day that matches the prime, or it matches Revelation 8:11, the 30,839th verse of the Bible. And then this is from the prime factorization of 3324. Yeah, it's the same. This is quite a puzzle, but I personally believe that this is all relevant and it's not a stretch. Just follow along. I'll go slow. Going from 9511 to 3329. Again, Revelation 6:12 equals 2210 in reverse. The second prime is 3, the second prime is 3, and the 10th prime is 29. 3329. So from 9511 to 3329 is 6,389 days. That's the 833rd prime number. 833, the prime factorization is 7 times 7 times 17. 7717 is the 979th prime number. And 979, the prime factorization is 11 times 89. And there's a for the total 1,189 total chapters in the Bible. So again, it's up to you to decide if you want to believe that's a stretch, but I don't think it is. And nuclear earthquake in the standard cipher equals 1189. So just like that, the total verses, so the total chapters in the Bible, 1189. And I know this looked like a lot, like it required a lot of pieces to get here, but I personally believe that it is relevant. If you think that's a stretch, that's up for you to decide, but I personally don't think it is. I've been looking out for this like chain of numbers because I knew that I knew how this connected to the 1189 total chapters in the Bible. So I was looking out for it, and I happened to find it with, this was super relevant, with the 1178 and then connecting to Revelation 6:12. So it's relevant to me. Again, it's up for you to decide. The September 5th, 2011, 9511 to the Great American Eclipse is 657 weeks exactly. The prime factorization of 657 is 3 times 3 times 73. The second, and 21st prime numbers. 2221, that is a reference to the final verse of the Bible, Revelation 22:21. Again, the final verse of the Bible. So I rewrote this to just re-emphasize 585, the study of earthquakes, 593, Revelation 6:12 equals 1178, just like 589 plus 589. And so I found significance in these three numbers, 585, 593, and 589, so I decided to add them up, and I found some very interesting things regarding this 1767. So this X again is being created by the paths of the two eclipses, the 2017 total solar eclipse and the 2024 coming up, and the time span between the two dates is 6 years, 7 months, 19 days. I convert that to this date, 6/7/19, and that date is 1,767 days before the eclipse. I believe that's very interesting. And looking that date, 6/7/19, that is when the movie X-Men Dark Phoenix was released, and you have the X with for the X eclipse and the Dark Phoenix. I didn't talk about the Phoenix rising from the ashes in this, but there's a lot of symbolism showing like the Phoenix rising between the two eclipses. There's a lot that has to do with it, because the X is over Carbondale. Carbon, ash comes from carbon, Phoenix rising from the ashes. So maybe we'll go over it in another video. But it's perfect for that movie to come out 1,767 days before the eclipse. And on the date that matches the time span between the two eclipses. And looking at this as this number, because it equates to this as well, 60,719 is the 6,120th prime number. So again, 612, Revelation 612. And also this kind of connects to 9/11, because 9/11, the events, it lasted for 102 minutes, and that equates to 6,120 seconds. So speaking of 9/11, Revelation 9/11 is the 7,707th verse of the New Testament, and 7707, converting that into the date to the eclipse, is 6,120 days. Just like the 6,120th prime is 6/7/19. I feel like this is just beyond predictive programming. Like, it's just the code, like totally unveiling the code of how the Bible is connected to these world events, and how the calendar was put together, and it's just crazy. So the prime factorization of 1767 is 3 times 19 times 31. Made that the date 3/19/31. From the 589th week, the midway point between 9/11 and the eclipse, to 3/19/31 is 6,660 days. So something about this number is very, very super interesting. I can't even think of a word to describe it. And 3 is the second prime number, 19 is the 8th prime number, 31 is the 11th prime number. To 8/11, converting that into the date to 8/11 to that halfway point, the 589th week, is 686 days. So going here's the prime factorization of 686 is 2 times 7 times 7 times 7. That is 2777 as the 404th prime number for the 404 total verses of the book of Revelation. Yeah. That's all I have. Yeah, that's all I have. I know that this have a lot of pieces like in my decodes, but I just truly don't. I don't think that I'm reaching. I think they all are very relevant, and now this stuff is just crazy to me. Like I said, I believe it's way beyond predictive programming. And sorry I didn't really talk about XRP that much, but it was really like XRP was what took me down this huge rabbit hole with the 589. And yeah, like I said, I just really think this is way bigger than them mocking us or putting stuff in our faces. Like, I think this stuff is like the calendar, our language, the Bible, our number system. Like, it's all interconnected, and in the world events. Yeah, it's just crazy. Let me know what you think. Sorry, I'm not a very good talker. I'm not super clear. I stutter. And like, it's not really my goal to be a great speaker or anything. Only for the sake of like giving my work some type of credibility. Because I know the information that I've found is really important, and I think it does fall on deaf ears because I am really bad at presenting. So I just hope that you can take my work see it for what it is, and not let me ruin it. I hope that you get something out of this, and I hope that you can give me some feedback and elaborate even more. Like, if you could add on to whatever I've shared, please help me find more stuff, because I'm on this journey to just continue finding more truth, and I just want to see how much, like, how deeper they, like, these these little techniques, like how much further they go, what other things are they using that I don't know, and I would love to learn more from you guys. So if there's any opportunity for me to, if anyone is willing to teach me more, please contact me. And if you guys want to talk more about some of my findings, I would love to. So thank you, and take care, and see you in the next video.